Hello and welcome back. Now, it's last session I was going to just continue this straight on to this session, and then it's really weird. Sometimes there are moments as a content creator where it's a bit like my Westbridge Hills. I had a storyline going, and the storyline went, and it literally sort of hit me in the face because we'd fulfilled the criteria that we'd set out to finish that storyline. But I really seriously, in fact, I think I'd said the session before that I'm going to stay and I'm going to do the poplars, and then we hit 3.5 mil or 3.3 mil, and we'd still got hundreds of thousands of tons, hundreds of thousands of litres. I would say tons, hundreds and thousands of litres of silage left to do, and I realised I was going to hit something like 5 million. I truly did, and I thought, you've fulfilled your storyline, but in a way, I felt bad because I didn't lie, because a lie's an intentional thing, and it's just too strong a word to say. Sometimes, as a content creator, it hits you in the face that you've fulfilled what you set out to do. You really have, and it was only really as I was coming into this session, and I thought, you've done it. You've done everything that you wanted to do. We have replanted. I have turned seasonal growth back on. I thought it worked like that, but we planted, and obviously we didn't have seasons, and now we have got seasons on. Everything is, but there's something gone wrong with one of the fields, which is a bit weird. I really don't understand why, but yeah, field 17, 18, 19 has got a weird edge. I don't do this very often, as you know now. I did sort of say that. Yeah, for some reason, this here, it's like not planted. Yeah, which we know it has. It's sort of almost done what it did before, where the ground layers go funny. And it probably is the switch from. Yeah, you can see you've got the sugar beet there, but then for some reason you've not got any growth here. It's very strange, and then it goes back to normal nitrogen. So something's gone wrong with this layer, but I can live with that. Because it was as I came in, and I thought, you have done everything you set out to do. You've got stupendous equipment, and it also just looking whilst I was ready to chat with you guys and gals. I don't know if we did. I don't think I did do that where we played this particular map for 3 years. And we've done 70 hours and 9 minutes. 70 hours. We have put the hours in. We have done all that we set to. The only thing that I feel a little bit bad about is the fact that I didn't finish the sheds as I would have liked, and I still haven't got the sheds that I would really like. I don't mean that. I mean that would suit what I wanted to do. It's the only thing I feel like I've not quite done. We've planted the crops. I was going to wait for the harvest, but we've got the one thing. What I'm going to do is I am going to time lapse this next sequence, but I do apologise because it's sort of like it's only as I came into the session that I realised you've done it. What are you going to do? Now we have got quite a lot of digestates in the two. Yeah, let me just. I know I don't do this very often. This is sort of the culmination of all of our work. So for once, I'm going to allow it. Let's visit. Yeah, we have. I mean, boy, did we do some fantastic. Yeah, 710,771 litres of digestate in that. We've got a little bit, as you just saw in the farm production silo. I can't remember now. Did we do that in the other one? Let me just have a look. You'll see. Obviously, it does make a mockery of what I've done. Obviously, I'd replace this. I was going to put this down because obviously last night I thought, yeah, we've done it. But it is true. The other thing is, it's sometimes little tiny things in the back of your mind. The animals, we're full. All but 10 animals. We saw it yesterday in when I looked at the sheet. They're both full. We've got 200, 195 and 195. You've filled your animals. You've done that. We are making an absolute... I looked at the hourly tick-ups in editing a few minutes ago and I thought, boy oh boy are our tick-ups. The other thing is, I was right. It is lying. If you look in what we've actually got in silos, this is more like it. Yeah, obviously this is at 83 tons. That's on hand. So that's... And the manure is on hand. That's not actually... But this is telling the truth. Now, I'd said yesterday it was crazy. Yeah, we still have got a lot of straw, which again we could. That is going to be transferred. It is going to be changed to silage. But you know, I'm not really worried. We've already, as I say, we've nearly topped 2 million, and we haven't for 1 minute. I mean, we've got hundreds of thousands of stuff. 509 tons of sugar beet. So that it said we'd got millions. We haven't. Sugar beet cuts, that's what we bought. That is what we bought. And the sugar cane 39. I don't know why it's saying we've got over 1 million. It's like it's adding everything together. But this is the true what we've really got. The 149 tons of oats and 385 tons of barley. Now, if I go on the all-in-one, you'll see what I'm saying. So there's no trickery going on here. But yeah, 1 million litres of sugarcane, 1 million of sugar beet, and 1.5 million of sugar beets normal. So yeah, it's I don't know what it is. I don't know why it's doing it, but we haven't got anywhere near that. And I'm not fibbing nor have I cheated. It really is just that's lying about what we've got in the session. But I just wanted this because this is sort of out of the blue, because it is out of the blue. It really is for me myself as well. It was only when I came in I thought. Every single Let's Play, the entire idea behind it is that you go up to that point of finish, but sometimes, I've got to be honest, as a content creator, you do get caught out. I mean, I did on Westridge Hills, but that was more of me underestimating the power of the big brother to that, because it is a beast, it is a monster, and it can mulch through millions of litres in one day, and it can literally turn you if you've got enough. Like we had a lot on hand. I thought we would get all the way through the winter, right the way, like we probably would with a couple of those BJs. I've done that on Rombos. We had 3 of that, and it literally mulched through a lot, but still didn't destabilise the Let's Play. Whereas the industrial BJ Rombos is massive anyway, so it can take. There's still an awful lot of traction on Rombos, but this I have done everything we set out to do. We've got full animals, we have got all of the fields that we set out to do. We have got an absolute mass of equipment. We really have absolutely humongous amount. We've got 2 million, which I think is going to probably be almost 4 million by the time we've done all of our digestate. But in saying that, I would like to go out and see how well we do. And this is not, I mean, I think I said yesterday and if we'd have been carrying on, I would have bought more of these. This has got 164 tons of milk in. That is 4 months. It might be. I think this does about 20 tons. Most are about 10. I think this is 20 to 30 tons a day. So that is a lot of months. So yeah, we definitely need at least 1, maybe 2 of those, really, if we were staying. But yeah, I mean, our manure and slurry every day is just stupendous now. It really is absolutely amazing. So we actually, I think, I'm calling it, as much as it's a shock to me, and obviously it is to yourself, because I just said yesterday we were going to do something a bit like I did exactly on Westridge Hills, where I said, yeah, we're going to definitely do the poplars, and then I hit that point where I thought, you're not going to do the poplars. You've sort of made yourself a liar, but not intentionally, because to bottom line is you fulfilled the criteria of your story that you set yourself, and really, we've done the same here. It thoroughly enjoyed using the brewing, and this is the second time in a Let's Play that I've got the brewing, and only, in fact, on Calmsden, one of my absolute favourite maps of FS22. I think I bought this in one of my Let's Plays, and I'm not sure. I think I did. I think I got to use it on the last episode. But again, this is. Yeah, that's one thing I do regret. I love the brewing. I do. It's one of my favourite sprayers, and to get that as we did for 100 litres, I thought, let's sell Elite Wolf. I said, because it was nothing but a pain in the backside, and we'll invest the 50 grand into this, and it's only cost us just 55 grand. I thought, it's an absolute steal. Let's do it, and let's have a bit of fun doing this. Yes, I managed to catch a tree, which I'm not surprised in that perspective. I had to only catch one with the perspective we use in first person. I was quite happy with that, if I'm honest. I thought that was quite an achievement for me. Yeah, it is with great sadness, and so therefore now that I do realise that it is the end of this Let's Play, it truly is, that I would just like to say a massive shout out to all of the members of the channel, everybody who's watched this, but also a massive shout out to AliEN JiM for such an absolute amazing Let's Play. It's such a playground, it truly is, and I mean that in the most respectful way, because this is a game. It is, although it is weird, but I didn't realise until I was looking on YouTube how much of an enigma Farming Simulator is. It is actually, last year was the most top-selling game of all. It actually outstripped all games because of its platforms. Now I know, obviously, because I'm caught in that. I absolutely love this game myself and recognise that it is a game, and yet it's far more than a game. It is. I mean, I'm now caught in trying to do the ultimate in realism. You know, hand attach, first person perspective for everything when I get in, and there's no third person. It is out of the eyes of the world as it would be in real life. I've tried to do that. I don't auto load unless it's pallets. It's the only thing that I've allowed myself auto load is pallets, where I'm loading because of trouble that I've had with. But not just that, it is also, there is a certain degree of a certain amount takes so long, and also, no, it is mainly the length of time. I did this right back in on day one, where I was determined I wasn't going to autoload at all, and it took me on Horbelleron quite a long time to actually load my pallets from the sugar factory that I'd got into things, and I was like thinking, everything's taken me twice as long because the sessions, and I thought it's also boring. It really is. I was watching and editing a couple of sessions, and I thought, I can't do this, because back then I only did, I'm going to show you everything, whereas now I don't do that. I prefer to do that, but it was really Let's Plays like this, when you're doing stones and it's taking 4 hours to de-stone one of these massive fields. I thought, people don't just want to see that. You're going to have to stop. Even though I like to show everything, I thought you can't, because no one's going to watch that for 4 hours. I wouldn't myself, and I do agree with Mr. CDP, the person who I admire the most as a content creator. I do stand with him on that, in so much as I would like to create content that I myself would watch. And in fact, I've got to be honest, I do watch every single episode that I've ever created, and it's at moments like that where you think, I've got to tweak the way that I look at things as a content creator. I've got to change a little bit. It's not, you realise, I mean, again, massive shout out to the viewers of the channel. I would shout out to Phil B yesterday. It is true, I remember Calmsden, that episode where he told me about using the little GUI that you've got in Courseplay, and I've got to be honest, that was a game changer for me as a content creator and as a player and everything. And there's been lots of moments, Dusty, with I always forget this, Lumberjack mod. Yeah, to cut down. Again, I did it once, but it never stuck in my head. She told me, and again, massive shout out to viewers of the channel. Volume. Malk told me about the volume was too loud. So again, I tweaked things. As a content creator, you do a journey, and I've got to be honest, you members of you subscribers, viewers, even you who pass through and make comments, that affects me and the channel afterwards. Just a massive shout out and a thank you to you all for taking the time to actually comment, because I've got to be honest, it's made me, I think, I'm hoping, a better content creator. I want to produce content that is, yeah, there are certain elements of the game, and it is true, Mr. CDP often beats himself up about, that balance, and it is true, sometimes an episode can be boring. Some of it, though, is decided by the very farm that you're working on. Yeah, it's true. If you've only got a field of grass to cut, then that's all you can show people. You can't make that any more or less interesting than it actually is. If you've got animals to feed, then you've got to show that. And if it's all you've got, then that's what you've got to show. The farm often dictates what you have got to show. How you show it, it's down to you as a content creator. But what you've got to show, now that is dictated to by the map and the events, and some things are unexpected and some things aren't. So obviously, yeah, as a content creator, you've got limited control on those type of things. As a storyteller, you hopefully add a little bit on how you show things, angles, all that type of thing, to hopefully capture people's interest with things. And sometimes elements, new mods, all these type of things can all add a bit more life and spark to your content. But yeah, massive shout out to you, the viewers, because there would not be a channel at all unless you took the time to actually come. If I'd still got only one viewer, one subscriber from, and I remember those days when I'd got 2 subscribers. I remember when I'd got 13 subscribers. It means as much to me. It's lovely to have the channel growing with as many subscribers as I've got now, and it's the growth is on a monthly basis is nice. It really is. I realise it does take years for you to be established if you create content good enough for people to be bothered to watch. You know, if you're rubbish, I do often on my worst critic. I do think, am I any good at this? And you, the viewers, tell me that is, and I watch my own sort of episodes in editing to make sure. Sometimes something slips through. It is true. There's been a couple of times I've missed a couple of time lapses. I'm trying not to, because I do watch every episode, but there have been times when I've missed a 5-minute time lapse on Rombos, and I've seen it and I've uploaded another one the time after where I've done that. So yeah, it is. It's a journey, and it is. I'm thanking you, the viewers, for taking the time to look, and especially those of you who do comment, because it is much appreciated. It is a journey for you as a content creator just as much as it is your subscribers and viewers. And yeah, I just keep the comments coming, please, because I want to sort of get as good as you can get at this. I truly do. I mean, the rest, as I say, some of it is down to the elements of the game, but some of it is down to you as a storyteller, and and also, yeah, I mean, we all get goods and bad days at the office. I keep saying this on a lot of times, and it is true. Some of the things that you get are elements of the game. Anyway, I'm going around in circles. It is true, but I'm just want to massively shout out to AliEN JiM for such a fantastic map. It's been an absolute pleasure. It really has. Apart from the things that go wrong on any map, like the growth problem we had on this, that wasn't AliEN JiM's fault. It's the elements of the game. It is, and that was, I reckon that was a crop rotation mod, if I'm honest, or it was a map update, game update plus the crop rotation, because it happened on at least 3 maps. I think it's 4 actually. There was Kiwi Farms, there was this one. Rombos was a map update. That was nothing to do with the things going wrong. But there was, which one else was it? Hobo's Hollow. No, that was a map update. Greenlands, there's nothing wrong with Greenlands. There wasn't one more as well. There's at least 3 maps where it went wrong, and it really was down to the layers on the I'm sure it was down to crop rotation, but yeah. Anyway, what we're going to get until now then, this is going to be, unfortunately, the very last episode. So I want to go out with a bang. I do. Being as now I've realised it is time. It really is the end of the Let's Play, and that is staring me in the face. That I want to go out with a bang. So I'm going to go into the last time lapse of the series, and we're going to cash out all of that silage. Digestate even silage, yeah. There would be a little bit more, but then there was on Westbridge Hills. I would have earned another couple of mil from that. But again, I want to go out and see where we got by the end of December. Is one of the best months. It isn't quite reached top price, but I am not really worried about that. I'm not going to sell. I mean, we know that I was going to go process the sugar beet that we've just done, and on all the oats and the barley was going to make bread and all the rest of it. But yeah, we've done well enough. We really have. We would still have more. But yeah, the digestate is it's just under Yeah, 1.3, which is its top price is 1.332. So we're as close to top as you can get, and we're going to go through the day. So for the last time on this Let's Play, so a massive shout out to yourself and AliEN JiM. But yeah, this is unfortunately the last episode. So I'm going to say my words for one last time. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Right, the very last load on the Western Wilds. Yeah, it is it is sad, I've got to be honest. I am. It's been an absolutely amazing Let's Play, and as I said, it's funny. In some ways, I'm glad it happened in the way that it did, because right up until I came into this session and I realised that it was the end of the road, so to speak, it's nice because I put all of my heart into doing all of the field work yesterday, which I'm not sure if I'd have known today I was going to call it and say, right, it's all over, that I would have had the same amount of heart to actually do the job that I did. I did it, without that knowledge, and it's a bit heavy-hearted if you know, you're not going to benefit from it and all the rest of it, but we've done that. So, what are we going to finish on? Now, obviously, there are an awful lot of tons of manure, the slurry, all of that type of stuff. There's an awful lot of the straw. There is a lot of straw, but that's not really... there's 160 tons of milk, which is worth an absolute fortune. 500 tons of sugar beet, which is worth a bit. It is quite a lot because it's cheap, but and then there's 149 tons of oats, 385 tons of barley. There's an awful lot of money's worth there really is. But yes, taking out, when you consider there's not just that, there is all of the fields that we have got, each one 80 odd thousand per thing. There's nearly a mill's worth of ground, and then there's all of the equipment, a lot which was from the sales, but I should say a third of it all was in its heyday new. So there's a lot of the buildings, not so much, but there's an awful lot of productions. There's a lot of time and hard work and effort, and it really does a massive shout out to all of the modders that H2 Studios, Black Sheep Modding, there's so many, Ragman, the Ian 978, Pepe 978. I've probably got the numbers wrong, but even so, Rawley Christie, Missy B. There's too many to name, to be honest. There are. It is amazing. And Wopster, absolutely. That a new addition to my set of things, but the hand attach is definitely going to be, for realism, is going to be a firm fixture going ahead. It really is. But thank you to all of the modders who play such a massive part in this stupendous game with a stupendous viewer base, support base. It is an amazing game, but it isn't the game that's amazing. It's the people, the players. It is the players, the modders, everybody. And I'm going to give it the name that everyone else has. It's the community, because it is a community. It truly is. Every single sort of person is part of that community, and it is an amazing community. It really is, with amazing modders and everything that's and giants as well. I'm a firm anti-giants at times for the. Again, I think we were all led a little bit, and still, to a degree, the game is beginning now to show the promise that I think it should have shown from day one. But of course, like, they are human. They do updates that are wrong, and then they have to fix them, and that's no different to Microsoft or Apple or anybody else. But credit where credit's due. The physics of the game, the complexity of the game is an amazing feat of digital engineering. It truly is. So all that remains is if we did sell everything lock, stock and barrel, I would imagine we're touching about 5 mil. Even, second hand, I don't like selling second hand equipment because it is, some of it, pretty much worthless, but I think that's my personal record, 3758, and that's not selling fields and stuff like that, which I have done in the past. When I left Lone Oak, I left it with sort of 3.5-ish mil, and there was still quite a lot of silage. Again, like this, FS22 was on the horizon, and I knew that I wasn't going to finish Lone Oak, so I decided, you've got to plough on. It literally started the next day, and I started on Hobeleron, went from Lone Oak to Hobeleron, and the rest is history. It really is. But I would just like to say thank you very much for your support Yeah, it would be a lonely place in here without your support and you viewing and all the rest of it. So, all that remains for me to say is thank you very much for watching. I truly do hope that you will continue with me on journeys on other maps, or cards as some people call them. Yeah, it quite tickles me when people talk about a card, this card. Yeah, this fantastic map. So the biggest shout out of all to AliEN JiM for making it all possible, and all the modders for making this journey what it has been. So, I am going to say goodbye for the very last time on the Western Wilds, and I hope to see you all again. Thank you very much, and goodbye for now.